Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So I have been hearing and seeing that some of y'all are using the jackfruit straight from the can without prepping it. And that, my friends, is a no. What you need to do is prepare it so you get this neutral, meaty flavor that we all know and love. And today I'm going to show you how to do just that. Now, side note, because I'm clearly not over this video is a remake because the first time I made this video, I accidentally deleted it. So now this is the Jackfruit Halloween edition. Okay, sorry to excite you. When I say Halloween edition, I mean that just because I added a pumpkin to the screen. Moving on. First thing that we need to do now, I have 10 cans of jackfruit. And the reason why I have 10 cans of jackfruit, it's because I like to do the process just once. It's not a hard process, it's just a time-consuming process. Now, this may seem like a lot, but once I show you what I do, I think that it's something that you might want to try, because then you will have it prepared for any time that you need it, and all you have to do is just pull it out, use it when you need it, and I'll show you a couple tricks that will keep it fresher and ready to use. So I'm using 10 cans of jackfruit. Now what we're going to do is we're going to empty out the nasty brine, right? This gross brine that we don't want to taste. Okay, once you have all your jackfruit in the colander or somewhere where you can drain them out, you're going to rinse them out. So you want to give them a quick rinse to get rid of that briny taste. But this is not how we're going to get rid of it. We're just helping it a little bit right now. So I'm just giving it a quick rinse off, a quick little wash before we take it to our next step, which is really where it's gonna get cleansed. It's gonna get the jackfruit cleansed. When you first open up the can of jackfruit, it has like a sweet scent, a briny sweet scent, right? We don't want our, I mean, depending on what you're using it for, but I don't know, we don't want that. We don't want the briny taste. Gotta get rid of it. So now that it's rinsed, we're gonna go on to our next step. We have to get a big pot with a lot of water and bring it to a boil. So now that our water is boiling, we're going to add all of our rinsed off jackfruit. So once we get all the jackfruit in, see, there's a lot of water in here. Maybe too much water, it might spill over. But you want to give them enough room, you know, enough water. So you're gonna put your jackfruit in the pot of boiling water. The thing that we're trying to achieve by boiling them, it's bringing out all that brine flavor, all that, what I call the can flavor, out, and it's gonna be in the water. And what we're going to do once that hour passes, we're gonna dump this water out, and then we're gonna do it all over again. So, like I said, it's not a hard process, it's just a lengthy or time-consuming process, but it's kind of a way to meal prep. So, if you're busy during the week and you work or you have a lot of things that you gotta do, you can always do what I'm doing, which is I do a lot of cans. Of course, this is gonna make a lot of meat, but I like to separate it and put it in Ziploc bags and put them in the freezer. So whenever I need them, I take them out the night before or the day in the morning, and they thaw out, and then you can just use them for whatever you want. And you're going to get a very neutral tasting, very meaty jackfruit. You'll get like a pinkish, foamy stuff that's gonna come to the top, and that's okay. We're gonna dump it out, rinse it out, and do it all over again. So I'm gonna let them boil for an hour. Once they're boiled, I will show you what we need to do next. We just let them boil for an hour, and then we'll be back. So we are 20 minutes in, and this is what it's looking like so far. I don't know if you can see, but the water's changed color a bit, but this is where we are right now. Time is up, and this is what the water looks like now. As you can see, it's no longer like clear. It's a lot of the nasty stuff has came out. So what we need to do now is dump this out and do it all over again. Okay, we are going to dump it out. This pot is really big, it's heavy. I'm gonna get this pot filled with water again so I can start boiling it before I rinse these out, just to get the process going. Now that we have our water going again for the second time, I'm gonna rinse these out for a little bit. Now these are really hot, so I don't really want to touch them because I'll burn myself. And she ain't trying to do that. So I'm just giving them a quick rinse just to help them along, because we're going to give them a good rinse once they're boiled the second time. But I'm just trying to give them a quick little help. I'm doing it with cold water because this is hot. Okay, our water is almost boiling. This is good enough. It's hot, very hot. And we're gonna put the jackfruit back in. We're gonna do the same process as we did before. So I'm gonna boil this for another hour, and then I'll come back and show you what we need to do after that. As you guys can see, the water is clear. It'll be really pink at the end of this boil. Just wanted to show you that. Okay guys, the hour is up, and now this is what we are left with, this peachy, pinky looking water that we are going to throw out, and we're going to rinse this out. Okay, so we are going to dump the water out. Be super careful, this is super hot. Okay, I want to show you guys how pink oh, it's going down. That's not my sink. That's actually the color of the water. So we need to rinse this out, and clearly it's very hot right now. So we're gonna let it be, and we're gonna help it because we cannot handle it right now. It's too hot. So I'm just gonna add some cold water and splash it around before I start handling it. Okay, now that it's a little cooler, I'm going to rinse it out really good. And as I'm rinsing it out, I'm kind of shredding it because the water helps move it or break it apart. So I'm just doing that. You can wait till it's a lot cooler. I'm just kind of impatient, so I want to do it now. So it starts breaking apart, and you're actually also rinsing it out to get rid of the last bits of brine and whatever is in there. You can still see some of that color still coming out. So I'm just squeezing it through my fingers to try to break the big chunks. You can shred it now and put it away, wring it out, put it away and freeze it, or you can just do this and then shred it the day of. I like to get it all done, ready to use I'd rather put in all the work now and then worry and not have to worry about it later. But yes, this is essentially what you want to do. I just break it through my fingers. See, that's the meaty. This is what you are left with. Okay, the next thing that we have to do is wring out the water in the jackfruit. This is probably the hardest step. It's not hard, it's just the hardest step here. So this is what I do. I grab a big chunk of it and then I just put a pressure on it and squeeze all the moisture out. All the water is coming out. So like I said, it's not hard work, it's just, it takes a while. But you get a lot of servings, I mean, depending on your family size, but you get a lot of servings out of this. You get it done within tops 3 hours. And 2 hours, you're hardly doing anything. You're letting it just sit there and boil. This right here is half of the stuff I did. I basically grafted from the colander, and see as here is wet, and I squeezed all the water out. And this is what you get, a dry, not soggy meat. And now you can shred it even more if you wanted to. I actually like a rough shred, and this is what it looks like. It actually makes a lot of meat. I usually separated it between 2 or 3 bags. It's usually 2 because I like to cook in big batches. If you were to taste it, it's very neutral. and taste. And it'll take on any flavor that you like. So once you have your meat all shredded, this is what I like to do to preserve it. You will need a Ziploc bag and a straw. Now yours doesn't have to be from Vegan Power Co., but mine is. So you're going to put all your meat in here. Like so. Unless you have another method of putting your meat in a Ziploc bag. Okay, now that you have all your meat inside, or half of the meat, or however you divide it, I'm doing half of the meat. I'm gonna press it down to make a flat layer, if you will, a flat layer of the meat. I like to have my freezer kind of organized so I don't let big frozen things in bulk get kind of clumped up. I usually flatten them out so they can thaw out better, and so the freezer is neater and it doesn't take up so much room. What you do now is you close the Ziploc all the way, well, almost all the way, and then you put the straw in through the side. Try not to get any jackfruit in the straw. So you put your straw in, and then this is what you do. Watch the bag. I totally sucked up a piece of jackfruit. This is what you end up with. Vacuum sealed jackfruit bag ready for you to use whenever you want. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I'm SaharBelle, and this is on Learning Everything with SaharBelle. I'll see you next time. Bye.